Dan here, and welcome to the Human Being Broker. Taking a deposit from the buyer should not be a contentious issue at all, yet many private sellers do this incorrectly. I always hear nightmarish stories from private sellers and buyers who have not understood or actioned this key step, and as a result, both parties get on the defensive and ruin the sales process. The whole purpose of a deposit is to protect both the buyer and the seller, as from this step forward, both parties are now incurring significant time, effort, and legal costs. When should a deposit be made and under what conditions? Firstly, as a vendor, you should only accept an offer conditional on receiving a deposit. Use a third party like your solicitor or accountant. Never receive the deposit monies yourself. Secondly, at the time the offer is accepted, it has to be clear what information will be available as due diligence, and the purchaser acknowledges that they have made the offer on that basis. Now, let's clear up the most common question. Yes, the deposit is 100% refundable by law. It's not just the law, it's standard practice. Only when the contract is exchanged does the refund become conditional. So, if the deposit is refundable before exchange of contract, how does this benefit the seller? Well, this benefits the seller by increasing the chances of selling. It sends a message to the buyer that you are confident in your business. This is your money back guarantee. And it engages the buyer emotionally. This is a huge psychological step for any buyer because they are physically handing over money for the business. The deposit is their gesture to say to you, hey seller, I'm for real, I'm a genuine buyer and I want to buy your business based on the information that I've seen so far. The deposit is to demonstrate their intention to purchase the business assets as long as the information that they've seen stacks up during their due diligence. If you've followed the simple steps in my video, Prepare Your Business for Market, you will be fine. So, this is one of my tips for a seller, and most sellers wouldn't think of this. Extend the buyer some trust and good faith. Say to the buyer, in return for your gesture of making a deposit, you can now have an exclusive period to buy the business. I won't introduce anybody else to the business for the next 7 days, as I now recognize that you are a serious buyer. This is an incredibly powerful statement. Trust me, 99% of people are good people, and what comes around goes around. This shows a huge amount of goodwill to the buyer and allows the solicitors time to prepare the contract. But most of all, it puts the buyer on notice. This business is in demand. You now have 7 days to commit to the sale, or I may find someone else or review the asking price. Okay, so to summarize, an offer is accepted conditional on a deposit being received. The information available for due diligence is listed when the offer is made. Send the deposit to an accountant or solicitor that is acting for the vendor. The buyer has an exclusive window to purchase the business. Right, that's all for today, folks. A bit of shameless self-promotion here. Obviously, a good broker will be able to handle this whole process from start to finish with ease and also hold the deposit. So please email me if you are selling. Make sure you leave your number behind so we can have a more open conversation if needed. And as always, like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm the only broker making videos every week, and your support has been great and fantastic so far. It's a really big boost for me. Okay, bye.